I'm so sorry that this is taking so long, but
what I want to do here
there's
is,
editing troubles going on, and I don't know how to fix it.
since I'm starting to get some
So
subscribers,
just watch it
and
now. See you guys around.
my channel is getting to become known around the world, I feel like I want to backtrack. Now that I'm starting over, I just want to backtrack and let people know exactly who I am, who my kids are, some insight on my attitude and stuff like that. Because with the new subscribers, there could be family members or they could not be family members. And even if you are, it's like you don't really know me per se, because some of the family members can be relatives of my children. But since my children come from me, that makes them my relatives as well. But they don't know me because I don't go around. You know what I'm saying? I don't get out that often. So I don't have a way to the family reunions and things like that. Or, you know, cousins of Mike and aunties and uncles of Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mike being the father of my children. So I just want to backtrack. And I'll continue later on because I want you to be able to understand exactly what I'm saying. And understand the whole story, because I have to do not a deadline but an outline of why sometimes I feel like not the world's against me, but like stuff is difficult sometimes, and I want to explain what my life is, you know. But I don't want Junior's iPad in the background. I don't want him jumping around, making the camera shake and stuff like that. So I'll continue on a little bit later today, or maybe even tomorrow. Just popping in to say what I want to do with my next video or whatever. My name is Alicia Jones, and I can also be known as Alicia Williams. That's why my last kid's name is Williams. Their father's last name is Williams, but my maiden name is Jones. It's complicated, and I don't know if I want to go into that story today. I have 3 children that physically came from me. There may be other children within my house that aren't mine that I take care of, but 3 of them are mine. I have a daughter that is 13. I have my middle child is Mackenzie. She's 4. She's going to be 5 real soon. Her birthday is this week, actually, on Friday. And my baby, he's 3. His name is Michael Jr. You can hear me call him Michael. You can hear me call him Junior. But he's Junior because his dad's Michael. They have the same name, if you don't understand how that goes. His whole name, Michael Toriano Williams. Mackenzie's name is Mackenzie Raquel Williams. That's why sometimes I could call her Rocky. She doesn't like me to call her that anymore, so I call her Kenzie. And Michaela is Michaela Aaliyah Williams. But as for me, as I was trying to say, with the backstory, I am 32 years old, but for some people, they may think I'm lazy or I don't go about life the correct way or something. because they feel like I don't do enough activities with my children or something. Let me say this. Sometimes I do get very, not short of breath, but my joints act like a person that has arthritis. That's like 50 years old and with arthritis. Because with knowing that I had 2 babies back to back. Kenzie's gonna be 5 on the Friday, but Junior just made 3 in September. So they're like maybe a year and a half apart, give or take a few weeks or something like that. So my joints and not what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm pausing. My joints and my ligaments and all these things, that doctor terms, I don't know their words because I need to look them up or something, I guess. But right as I was getting ready to potty train Kenzie, Junior was in my belly. He was growing. He was Kenzie was about a little bit over 2. I was getting ready to train her to use the toilet, and I had to stop because my belly was getting too big. And I had to prep for him and stuff. So my joints, even though I just had her, I didn't have time for you know what I'm trying to say. I didn't have time to exercise or stretch out and get my body back in shape. And plus I'm a stay-at-home mom. So it's like, at that time I was living in the basement with 2.5 babies. You know how some people say half when they're pregnant with 1. So I had my oldest child, Michaela, and Mackenzie was a baby, and I was pregnant with Junior, so that makes it 2.5. I did not have any time for exercise, walk around the block, or get a gym membership or whatever, because I had a baby at the house, you know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit of background on why sometimes if I'm on the camera and I feel like I need to take a breath, or I'm coughing because I'm doing laundry and dusting out the house and stuff, my lungs I shouldn't say they don't get enough air. I should say asthma runs in my family. So as a child, I did have asthma. It's not bad that I need an inhaler or what you call those, nebulizer or whatever. But if I'm walking around doing chores nonstop and making sure the kids eat and answering the phone or something or whatever, it's too much. So it's too much activity. Not only is my back going to start hurting because I'm bending down a lot, I'm going to be bending on my knees a lot. I'm starting to cough because I need to sit down and relax just for 2 minutes or something, So this is not excuses. This is just, I'm saying a lot. The average 32-year-old is probably more, not active, but more, I don't know what the word is. Vulnerable? I don't know. They can probably, when they have the time, go take their kids to the fucking park in Chuck E. Cheese and run around and actually do the activities with their children. Because, one, they have a car. Most likely. And two, they might have a support system. I'm not going to say I don't get any help at all, but the majority of the stuff that comes from me to do for my children, I'm doing it alone. The majority of the things. Yeah, we're living in their grandmother's house. The grandmother is their father's mother. I don't know if she wants me to say. I'm saying it. Oh well. It's complicated how to explain this. I'm basically single. We're going through some stuff right now. He lives in the house. And he helps out with the children, but we are not in a relationship. I'm saying it. Whatever. Whoever watches it, I don't care anymore. It's out there. This is a background on how my life is. This is a background on why I'm in the situation I'm in. Okay? So you gotta know all the angles. All the ins and outs about it. Okay? As you have figured out over the past month or so, I've been going to get help. And the reason why I'm going to get help is because I get anxiety over things. Like, when it's the moment that I have to get them ready to go to the doctor's office for their checkups, their well visits, to update their vaccinations and things like that. I forget dates, or I don't have a car, so I have to backtrack and step out of my comfort zone, ask a person to take me and pick me up, or take me and wait for me as we come back home, and make sure all the medical cards, birth certificates, what medications they may have or may have not taken in so long. I have to remember all that by myself, and I get anxious. So, anxiety and depression. Now, I don't know if the depression leads up to the anxiety or the anxiety does the depression. Whatever that is. I have those two. I'm in the house every day. Unless I'm taking them to the corner to their bus stops, or their doctor visits, or if I get enough confidence to get myself up and put on some clothes to go to a barbecue during the summer months. You know, prep myself. If I know ahead of time what day the barbecue is going to be, I'll get my hair done, get my now teenager's hair done, try to do something with the soon-to-be 5-year-old's hair and make sure I have diapers and things inside of the travel bag for the baby. But step by step, getting things ready makes me anxious. And when I don't have someone to talk me out of what I think might happen, that makes it escalate and go into a unending cycle of I don't get any help, period. So what else? The reason why I never learned how to drive, and I'm kind of afraid to learn how to drive, one is anxiety. Now as an adult. But as a teenager, I went to a high school that didn't offer me driver's ed during the school day. It was after school hours, and I was working. So there's no way I was going to be able to do that class. This is information for subscribers that may not be my blood relatives, or they may not even just know any information about me, because even though you were my auntie, you didn't come around and see me. You didn't call me or my aunt. I mean, I grew up with my aunt. You didn't call her. You didn't call my mom or whatever. You didn't check in on us. So I like to have as many of my family members as I can be reassured that me and my children are okay, or we're working towards being okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my videos are for. I'm going to tell you guys something about my son, because he cannot speak for you. He is autistic. He's learning how to speak. He's not completely nonverbal. He used to be. Thanks to early intervention, and now he goes to school, he can speak. But full-on sentences, like I'm telling you, like my 5-year-old may be able to tell you, he cannot do that. And if he tries, it slurs in together. But, okay. For his story, he was born September the 18th, 2015. Yes. No. Yes. Okay. He was fine. He was actually supposed to be due that next week, but okay. He didn't go to any NICU or have any x-rays or anything in that nature have to be done to him as he was developing inside of my body type situations. Okay? All the way up to his first year, he was fine. He sat up before he was ready. He rolled over before the time. He's eating all the foods. He even was talking way more than I thought he would. At 6, 7, 8 months old, he's saying ABCs. Clear enough that I can understand it. 1, 2, 3s, shapes, colors, because you know now the TV, the smart TVs, they have, you can either plug in your PlayStation and get YouTube, or the actual TV has the YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all that on it. So since I already had the baby, the Mackenzie, she was watching YouTube. So they was both watching YouTube, learning their colors, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. He knew all that. He could go up the stairs and down the stairs. He would eat all textures of food. Then all of a sudden, around not quite 1.5, in between 1 and 1.5, I want to say 15 months, 16 months, he started doing weird things, like just randomly staring out the window or following his shadow. If you see his shadow, he would look back and try to interact with it, or like his vocabulary started deteriorating. I know that word. That's a new word. No, it started to digress. He went from saying his two-word phrases like cup please or milk cup or whatever to not even asking for it. He would go to the fridge as if he wanted the fridge, but he wouldn't speak. So we did get him tested, and he does have autism. It's not severe. It's not. He probably could regress back into normal life and become somebody, because I've heard of stories that even though you have autism, you somehow become doctors and own your own businesses and stuff like this. So I'm not giving up hope. I'm telling you guys know that. But as of for right now, it's kind of difficult to raise him. But he has certain ways about himself that he has to manage, you know. Going outside to a park is it sends up gates for me because he runs off. Watching his face, I have to tell him when I'm getting ready to put the towel on his face. As I'm putting the towel on his face, do not put any soap, any face wash, or anything on it, because you're asking for a problem if you do that. But brush his teeth, I'm not doing it. Write down in the comments neglecting and all this other stuff. I can't do it with him. Your iPad's dead? I'm going to cut this clip off and continue again later. What I'm trying to do here, you guys, is give you guys a background about me and my 3 kids and maybe little snippets of their father. So, if I'm going in and out of stories, I can you guys need to try to understand. And if you don't, you can ask a question down in the comments. So, I gave you a little bit about Junior. As for Mackenzie, my middle baby, she actually is my rainbow baby, because the prior year, before she was born, I did have a miscarriage. What made me aware of this is she was born in 2014, so during the year of 2013, No, 2012. I was going to school, and as I was going to school, trying to get my GED, back in Chicago, me and the father we were real good. We wasn't on rocky, we wasn't on rocky terms. The relationship was as a married couple's relationship should be, maybe, I think. I mean, we had arguments because what relationship doesn't? What person doesn't argue? Nothing's 100% gold all the time. So we had disagreements, but I don't know if I should put this in here. There wasn't any, mental abuse or physical putting hands on each other type things. So, anyway, we had, intercourse and stuff. So, it was, I think I want to say, during the month of November, I want to say, of 2012. That's what I want to say. But in December, no, I'm losing track of months. In the month of December, we had intercourse. In November, we had intercourse. December, I did not have a period. Wait, I did. So we had intercourse again in December. January, I did not have a period. February, I had a period, but I bled the whole entire time. The whole 28 months, however it was that year. And so I was kind of confused on what was going on there. So I made an appointment in March, and I told them the circumstances, and they told me, yeah, you probably had a miscarriage. They asked me about the blood clots and what type of pain I was having and all these things. So Mackenzie's my rainbow child. She's really smart for her to be almost 5. She's not 5 yet, but her birthday's next week. She's really smart. Junior is not letting me finish my story. But she cannot read yet. She's starting to read. Man, if y'all hear her have her conversations, you would think she's been here before. She knows words that 5-year-olds don't pose to know. And her attitude is like, man. That's why I call her my foreignager. You know how some people be calling their babies their 2-nager and their 3-nager? Because they act like teenagers. They want to be so independent. They want to do what they need to do by themselves. They don't want adults helping them. But okay. For Mackenzie, her favorite color changes every day. She's my picky one when it comes to eating. I'm surprised she's not skinny because she barely eats. I mean, even though Junior stuff can't touch, she eats more meals than she does. Is what I'm trying to say. She does go to school. She's in Head Start all day. As far as school, like I'm saying, she can write really well. She knows how to spell. That's why I guess she recognizes the words and the sounds that the words make. That's why she's on the path to reading. She's recently in gymnastics and her swimming stuff, as you may have known within the last couple of vlogs that I did. We go to the Y. I'm looking over there because what does Junior want out of the refrigerator? But Mackenzie, she knows how to ride a bike, but I cannot take her outside because of Junior. She has skates. She got some skates for Christmas. She can use them around the house. I don't know about taking her to a skating ring because those skating ring floors are very slippery even for adults. So I know that the babies are going to fall. And that's right about Mackenzie. So Michaela, excuse me, is my 13-year-old. And when I'm done speaking and they come home, I'll let them say what their favorite colors are and stuff like that. Because I don't really know that. Because most of my day is usually wrapped around what Junior is doing. Trying to get him to not jump off of things and be dangerous. Like he's some type of superhero. But Kayla, she's in the 8th grade. Oh my God, I feel she's a very, very smart child as well. And she's very in tune to how the world treats other people. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel quite right about yourself right now, don't speak to me because I'm going to tell you about yourself, okay? That's how she is. Not that she wants to fight or argue, but if she is upset because her friend, or not even her friend, just her classmates, the people that's in the same grade as her, are being bullied or being treated unfairly, she's going to speak up. She's not going to be back there. Some people would probably say that she's not part of the in crowd because with me not working and only having Junior Social Security and Medicaid, we don't have actual money, a lot of money. So we don't get name brand shoes. We don't get the high end, what's in the latest fashion with nails and clothes and things like that. So she doesn't really have a lot of friends. I mean, this year she's been having more friends than she has ever. I mean, but since our house is already jam-packed with the 3 of us, I mean, with the 4 of us, me, my 3 kids, the grandma, 6 of us. We don't have sleepovers. Junior. We don't have sleepovers, so I don't really know her friends, really. Is she boy crazy yet? Yes. I'm saying it. As far as a main boyfriend that she has, I don't know yet. She says she's not interested in having relationships. I mean, she talks to a boy on the phone and stuff, but as far as are they holding hands, I don't know. Maybe they do it at school. Are they kissing? I don't know. She's not fast. I'm not gonna say it like that. She's not fast. But she is interested in the opposite gender. Just for a little backstory and ad-lib of what my 3 children are up to. What their attitude is about. I don't know if I should talk to you about their father or not. Because like I said before, we're in the same house. We associate with each other pretty well. We're not cursing each other out or putting each other. Wait. It's complicated. He claims he doesn't watch my videos, but I think he does. So I don't want to say too much, you know. And it's difficult to not hide my true feelings, but to go into deep detail. Excuse me. On what my actual life is right now. You guys can probably tell that the man is not a part of the video, but he's in the behind the scenes. Because, let me go ahead and say this. With my anxiety and the fact that I have 3 kids, I feel like I can't physically live in a home when there's just me and the 3 kids. I feel like I can't do that. I know I'm going to harm myself or my children. I just know it because I've done it before. And I had support. But he was at work. And the grandma was upstairs. I'm not going to go into detail there. Because I don't want cops looking for me. I probably said too much already. I'm going to end it on here for me. And when Kayla comes home, because she's the oldest one, I'm going to let her go first. You can see her face and see her answering the questions as I ask the questions in the background. You won't see me. Because I work from a phone. Just for you guys to know, I work from an Android phone. It's an LG X charger. It's not a camcorder. It's not something that you can sit on a tripod. You probably could sit on a tripod, but it's my cell phone that I'm doing my videos from. That's why maybe some of my videos are kind of choppy. When I walk, you bounce. You shake around or whatever. If I happen to I'm saying, if I happen to do like one of these motions, you feel like you're in an earthquake. So, I'm working from my phone. When Kayla comes home, I will ask her some general questions. You will not see my face. You will just hear my voice asking her. But you will see her face answering the questions. And as far as the 4-year-old goes, I don't know. I might do her tomorrow. She doesn't have anything to do tomorrow. Today she has her swim class. So when I pick her up from swim class, I'm going to get her, not swim class, shit. When I pick her up from the bus, I'm going to let her put on her swim stuff and be ready for her auntie to pick her up to go to swim class. She don't come back from that until like 7 o'clock. So she got to take her bath. So I'll ask her questions tomorrow. And as far as Junior, you know what I said about Junior. He's autistic. He's not going to pay attention and be able to answer questions. That's why I gave you his story. He goes to school half a day. It's a school specifically for his autism. And they give him speech class. This school is not talented. Specialized in the autism, those other labels. When children can't focus good enough within the mainstream of kids their age in a public school, this school can help them. And the class students are smaller at the school he goes to. Instead of the normal 30 kids per class, it's like maybe half of that, 15 or less per class. But the teachers are specialized to know about autism, handicap, because some of the kids come in there with those walkers that have wheels on them, and some have their, like they could be, that's my what I'm thinking about. They can't quite stand up or sit up because something's wrong with their neck or their back. We have wheelchairs. That's what his school does. So he goes to school. And when he really wants to, when he's determined to have a conversation with you, you can understand his words. But he's not going to talk to no random stranger. He's just not going to do that. What? As you can hear him in the background. But I'm going to cut you guys off. My finger got in the way, sorry. Cut you guys off. Junior needs me. So, continuing on from yesterday with the backstory of my family and stuff. Yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday. And I had the days confused. She doesn't have swim class on Monday. She has swim class on Tuesday. Mackenzie does. But, I didn't get to pick up the camera again during the evening and ask Kayla her questions. So I'm going to ask her today. With Kenzie having her swim class, I'll try to ask her Thursday. And like I said with Junior, he can't answer questions. He can't answer what's his favorite color and stuff like that. So just to give you a good heads up of what this video is about. It's pretty long already. It's past the 30 minutes. I don't know who's going to actually watch it. But just for the new subscribers to know where I come, not where I come from, where my head is at with raising my children and making sure they're eating, and I have what the bond is and stuff like that, I'm going to try to tell you guys some more about me today, and then ask Kayla her questions when she comes home around. She comes home around 3:30, but I'll let her eat a snack and chill out and ask her around, say, maybe 5 or something. But, some of the questions that I want to ask her, just to get to know her. I mean, so you guys can get to know her as well. I know her, but things change, throughout the years. So, with her being a teenager, Gotta ask her more specific questions that you wouldn't ask the toddlers. I do the best that I can as a mom, and sometimes it's kind of difficult when you don't have the means to do it, like the money or the transportation, or people think you don't know the right thing to do or something. I don't know. So, with the best of my ability, I try to be a mom. But with the fact that my actual birth mom passed away when I was a kid, I didn't even get to see what, you know, moms do as, you know, as far as making sure homework is checked and what vaccinations are actually necessary and what vaccinations not to mix up and all this stuff. So there were adults raising me, but it wasn't my mom. And I mean, I don't want to say it like that. My aunt was already, had to be about close to 40 when she took me in. Well, I shouldn't say, maybe mid-30s. I didn't know her real age or something. You know, a kid can't guesstimate an age. When you're 6 years old, you can't guesstimate an age. You can't. My mom died when I was 9, but I was already living with my aunt anyway, so you know how a 9-year-old is. They're basically doing everything for themselves already. They can run their own bath. If they get hungry and there's not no meals made, you can make a sandwich. So, I mean, I watched my brother and I basically changed him. I mean, took care of my brothers because I learned how to cook. I know how to cook. I just don't want to do it for 12 people. I just don't want to do that. That's too much. Especially with now, children are allergic to things. And high blood pressure is an issue, so you can't use salt. And diabetes has, if you put too much sugar in something, somebody can go into a coma or something. So that's the reason why I don't cook. I told you why I don't drive yesterday. And the reason why I don't work. My baby, which is 3, he goes to school, but he only goes to school for the few hours, the half a day type stuff. And I have to be at the house for him to be dropped back off. And they don't even come to my house. They go to the corner because my house is on a dead-end block. The buses can't U-turn or whatever. So I think I went into detail a little bit on what my situation is regarding, I'm not a single parent, but I kind of am, you know. It's on the fence. It's like seesaw. It's not co-parenting because we're not divorced. And he lives in the house. So it's not co-parenting. It's, you know, we're just not in a relationship. And without the means to do what needs to get done or whatever, Not it needs to, but I'm saying legal documentation won't say that you're divorced until you get divorced and have a settlement and erase the title and stuff. Pay all the money and stuff. So it's like we're not divorced, but we kind of not legally separated or whatever because he's in the house. So when you do legal papers, as far as like maybe taxes and do the children, are you a single mom? Are you taking care of your kids without your spouse? No, I'm not. My spouse is there, but I still need assistance from other people because I don't have money. He has money, but it's low income and stuff. We can pay rent, we can get food, but it's few in between with Link because you see what our president's doing to the social, to the what you call it, the help from the like Link and Medicaid and stuff. You see what he's trying to do. So I need extra assistance, not extra, but you know, yeah, the husband is still living with me, and yeah, he may give me a few dollars here and there when I don't have it, but it's not enough sometimes. I'm trying to think of all the stories that I want to say. I think I told you guys everything already. My mind is not right. I mean, it is, but I can't live with just the children. I can't do that because it's too much. Two of the babies, well, not babies, you know, they're school age, but they're smaller people. They're not teenagers. They can't do nothing for themselves. They can go get the clothes and let me help them put them on. They can have an idea on where the shirt goes, but they put it on sideways and they can't zip and all this. So if I'm doing something with one baby, I mean one small person, I can't do, you know, I can't juggle that between the both of them. Then the older one, she's into herself. The 5-year-old is starting to get into herself as well. If you want me to throw that in there. Different ages do different things, and timings change over the, you know, course of time. What I'm trying to get to. Things that I was doing at 13 and couldn't get away with, 13-year-olds are able to get away with this day and age. That's why I want to talk to Michaela when she comes home today. Ask her questions. And like I said yesterday, you'll hear my voice asking her the question, but you won't see my face. You will see her face answering. You know what I'm saying? It won't be baby questions. I will ask Kendi different questions than I will ask Kayla. Like, is she I mean, I know she's interested in boys, but is she... I don't know how to word it. Is she trying to go to the movies and trying to go to, like, date with guys or whatever? I don't know if I should put that out there. Yeah, she... How does she feel about the hygiene of things? The maturity of things? Gotta start talking about the birds and the bees with her because she's at that age. And like I say, time changes through... They evolve in different ways than when I was a child. Even though I'm 32, and it shouldn't be that much different. It is. You can't picture it the way I'm wording it, but like certain things, like, I'm not saying that I was able to get around and date easier because I wasn't interested in having intercourse with people. I wasn't afraid of getting AIDS or something because I wasn't doing those type of things. But children today are at like 11 and 12. And some, it's not their fault because they get kidnapped and raped into doing it. You know? So then when you have Michaela that's not in tune with how life is for some reason, she doesn't think.
This segment here that I'm trying to do is very long,
because her friends are doing it.
It's still very important.
This is part of
so
life
there
that she
will
needs to do
be a
it.
part 2.
I mean, she's not smoking and drinking
I
and
will
all that.
continue after
She
this
doesn't
uploads.
go to the skatering just to hang out and do leisure things. But I want you guys to know that, and I need to know for a fact because, you know, words, I can't see her actions 24 hours a day, and I can't imagine what's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I need to hear it from her mouth as she's going through it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll ask her those questions. And I want to say this ahead of time. I know you are allowed to your opinion, and I know that I can't stop you from typing what you want to type in the comments, but please try not to be rude, because I am not the one. I seem like a nice person, and I seem like it's easy to get along, but I don't want drama on my channel as less as possible. Because I live in the moment, you know what I'm saying? I don't overreact, but I react accordingly at that moment that is happening. I don't read it and then think about it and try to answer it later after I didn't process the idea on what I want to say first. No, I say it as it's in my brain and it's circulating, and you know what I'm saying? If I'm happy at that moment, I'm happy at that moment. If I'm angry at that moment, same situation. I'm not going to go take a nap or walk around the block and think about what I want to say and see if the feeling is true. Because then that's not a true feeling. Okay, so I don't want no trolls on my channel. No drama on my channel. If you part of Lipstick Alley, stay over there. Because I ain't got the time for the negativity. I got enough stuff going on in my real life that you people may not know right now. That's enough of me. Next time I cut this camera on, it will be Michaela. I said that yesterday, sorry. It was too inconvenient to ask her, because the father comes in at the same time as school is getting out. Michaela's coming home and eating her snack, and I'm hanging up Kenzie's coat. Mike walks in, Mike Sr. And some of the questions involve, how does she feel with me and her dad, you know. So that's why I couldn't finish yesterday. Continuing on today. But I'll see you guys later.